3 individuals I know had to alert the authorities of cyberbullying that went too far. In fact, they got doxxed. This anecdote I shared with you is not confined. This is from BMC Public Health, January 17th, 2025, and it states that in America, 1 in 20 teens from 12 to 18 have experienced cyberbullying to various extents. Today, I am here to advocate against cyberbullying, and specifically how cyberbullying is so detrimental to the youth. At the end of this, there will be some actionable solutions, but before we get to that point, we need to first understand 1, the problems, 2, the causes, and again, 3, the solutions, which will be large in scale and then condensed into personal, actionable solutions. So, number 1, what are some of the causes? 1 is just the general issues, and 2, it's the idea of mental health literacy. Let's get to 1 first. So, this is from Discover Psychology, December 20th, 2025, and it says that 44% of individuals have experienced mental health crises from cyberbullying. While this source does pertain to Austria, as aforementioned, this issue is in America too, in every country that has access to the internet. And for the second problem, this is from BMC Nursing, February 20th, 2025. And it states that social media is detrimental to mental health, of course, but specifically, it does not allow for mental health literacy. What is this? Can you identify your current mental state? If I were sad, could I identify that I'm sad? Again, it gets a lot more complex than sad, but the space in cyberbullying does not allow for it. It clutters the online space entirely. So we went over some causes. Let's get over to some problems. Get over to some causes now. The causes will 1 be how horrible the institution is at addressing these issues, and 2, the psychological determinants of behavior. So with 1, this is from the Journal of Youth Studies, March 4th, 2025. It states that when institutions like schools attempt to ban cellular devices or apps that promote cyberbullying to whatever extent, it doesn't help the issue. In fact, it might accelerate it. Me and you both know that human psychology is, if you are denied something, you want it more. Therefore, if K through 12 teenagers are denied a cellular device and apps, they will simply re-download it after and get on their phone after. This is simply a temporary bandage to the big gash that is cyberbullying. It is ineffective entirely. And secondly, this is from Behavioral Science, March 20th, 2026. And it states that there's a plethora of psychological phenomenons going on in the online spaces. I think group polarization, which is simply 2 groups are divided. And again, this is accentuated from the online space, and they are meant to euphemistically disagree with each other, but they harass, and this harassment leads to cyberbullying. This is unacceptable. And also, there is, if you are predisposed to have a certain mental illness of sort, think of cluster behavior, then you will be predisposed to have a certain violent tendencies that will only be aided by how anonymous the format of social media is. There's 0 consequence, or technically 0 consequence. So we went over some of the problems, some of the causes. Now let's go over some of these solutions. I'm pretty passionate about this. Again, we'll go large in scale, and it will be online networks and online support groups and support systems, etc. And then the personal solutions will be online etiquette classes, and also we can vote. That is what I'm most passionate about. So first, let's go broad. Let's go large. This is from Children, January 21st, 2025. And it states that if you have the presence of online support groups and systems in whatever app that has a tendency to promote cyberbullying, it is a great remedy, because you are bringing the solution to the problem. You're not saying to the individuals that are being cyberbullied, go to a physical location. No, we'll bring the solution to you. The solution is incredibly convenient, and it has been shown to work. Now, let's get over to some personal solutions. So, This is from Journal of Psychology and Mental Health Nursing, September 19th, 2024. And it states that if we allow classes to take place online that promote proper etiquette online, that can also be remedial. We're not teaching these individuals how to act online, and therefore they learn from the various methods of harassment. But instead, if we stop it and create a standard of behavior, that can see change quickly. But this isn't going to happen unless we force the hand. And by the hand, I mean the institution's hands and the app's hands. Wonderfully, we live in America. And specifically, if you live in California, you are in a state that practices direct democracy. What is direct democracy? It is simply every voter and every citizen in California has direct access to the ballot. That means they can draft whatever legislation that they see fit, and it can go up and be proposed and be voted upon. Therefore, vote on these issues. If you want apps to integrate support systems, vote on it. Start a proposition and advocate. Get into the realm of activism, and from word of mouth, get friends involved too. The stronger the people, the bigger the voice. So, once again, cyberbullying is an immense issue in the 21st century, specifically to the youth. And the problems are just the general mental health issues that come from it, and how there is a lack of mental health literacy. Some of the causes, again, are how horrible the institution is at addressing these issues, and the psychological determinants of behavior online. And the solutions, again, as aforementioned, largely is to allow apps or force apps to integrate support systems into said apps, and or create classes online that show how to properly compose yourself online. And on top of that, to force their hand, vote. Start a proposition, start an initiative, and the stronger the people, the better the chances that this initiative gets passed. I hope you heed my advice, because I genuinely believe that cyberbullying is a pretty significant issue in the 21st century. Thank you.